Welcome to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today we're working on a set of WP cone valve forks, and we need to replace the fork damping cartridge rod seals. In order to do that, we need to remove what's called the cartridge seal case. That is the silver piece, and that houses the seal that seals to the rod that is already removed. In order to do that, you want to clamp the cartridge up here in this area, not in this area, because that's where the threads for this are underneath, and it'll make it really hard to unthread it off. But you want a 27mm clamp to clamp this. I like to clamp the cartridge at a slight angle going down, so that way when you unthread stuff, it wants to come out and drop instead of drop and go into the cartridge tube. Failed cartridge seals is a very common failure / wear item on any closed cartridge fork. It's not something unique to WP. It happens on Showa and KYB closed cartridge forks as well. Anyways, once you have it clamped, next you want to do is we're going to heat up the threads right here. The idea is to heat it up the least amount as possible in order to get it loose. That way you don't melt the seal or any O-rings that are underneath it. But sometimes you'll find that this piece may be in there pretty tight. So in that case, you're just gonna have to heat it up quite a bit in order to just weaken the bond between the two metals. All right, so let's get this piece out and replace a new seal inside of it. All right guys, so we'll begin by heating this up. All right, so now to remove this, you can use a 24mm wrench. Here at the shop, I like to use these called nit picks, where the jaws stay parallel and flat, and you can also squeeze it, so that way it helps prevent the rounding of the corners. You can see somebody has probably worked on these before and the corners are a little bit rounded. That's probably from just using a wrench, to where the fitment's good, but not as good. In there, get a good grip. Double check your vise torque. Awesome. This is hot. And there we go. This one came off quite easy. All right, the seal case head has been removed from the damping cartridge. Oftentimes this piece is going to be stuck to that just because the rubber's sticking to it, especially after heating it up. So this will be kind of tough to kind of pry off. And then that's going to show you our cartridge seal. I just kind of use a pick tool like this to get underneath the seal, and it just kind of pops right out. All right guys, so you can see that I have our damping rod laid out. I've already installed the spring cup back onto it. The new seal has been installed to it, and the seal head has been installed onto it. Now you'll see that the seal's not pushed in yet. The reason being is this seal is a lot easier to get over the cartridge rod end when it's not being in its compressed fit inside of here. So the best way to do this is slide on the spring return cup, your seal, and then the seal case. And now at this point, we can press in that, even use this piece to help out. And now we are ready to apply some Loctite to this, and then reinsert this assembly back into our cartridge and tighten it. I like to use orange Loctite here at the shop. It's still a permanent Loctite, has a great hold. It just doesn't require nearly as much heat in order to separate it like red Loctite does. And when we're using a lot of aluminum fasteners, aluminum threads that are a lot softer than steel, it is a much better practice. So we'll start this up by hand. And then we'll get the nip picks back out and give this a torque. I don't have a torque setting for this. I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be pretty freaking tight, but also be aware it's not gonna be anything crazy, man. These are aluminum threads going onto an aluminum cylinder. So while it definitely needs to be tight, we got Loctite helping as well. Awesome, so we got that all set. This thing's actually sealing again now, and we are almost done with our rebuild.